What up, everybody? I want to jump right into it. The Anti-Defamation League has partnered up with PayPal to fight extremism and hate. The Anti-Defamation League, otherwise known as the ADL, and PayPal have said that the goal is to research how to block transactions to eliminate funds that are going to hate groups and extremist groups, right? So that all sounds wonderful, as long as we all agree what extremism and hate groups are. The problem is that we don't. And I don't know where the ADL or PayPal is pulling what qualifies as that into this scenario. So I want to just see, first off, if the morality police, which is basically what the ADL is, their stance literally says fighting hate for good. So they are morality police in some sort. Let's see if they're biased. This is pretty quick. Here's their leader, Jonathan Greenblatt, CEO and national director, and he served in the White House as special assistant to Barack Obama. So PayPal, what is supposed to be unbiased financial institution, as you would assume all businesses are unbiased, as they should be. Don't see color and all that kind of thing that they say on their what do they say? Equal opportunity lending or equal opportunity business, whatever. That's a pretty common thing to want to strive for lots of businesses. However, they have somebody who was a special assistant to Barack Obama. I wonder if somebody who was a special assistant to Barack Obama would also lend their hand towards the current administration. I think it goes without saying that if the federal government is working alongside businesses to weed out what the federal government at that moment calls extremism, is, worth talking about. So here we are. What does the federal government consider to be extremism? Well, I'm glad you asked. The March 1st, 2021 Office of the Director of National Intelligence publication, or whatever you want to call this, clarifies for us what extremism is. I want to zoom into one really specifically, and I don't want you to read it yet. I just want you to let me say it out loud, and then you can read it, and you'll see that exactly what I'm saying is exactly what they're saying. Militia violent extremists are people who take overt steps to violently resist the United States government if they believe that the U.S. government is exceeding its constitutional authority and is trying to establish tyranny of some sort or a totalitarian regime. Now, if you want to, you can pause right now and read what I just read, what I summarized for you, and you will arrive at the same conclusion that I summarized it so that it actually is appropriate under the context. Yes. My big concern, though, is that is somebody an extremist who takes steps to violently resist the U.S. government if they believe the U.S. government is overstepping their constitutional authority. Thomas Jefferson said something really interesting. I'm going to highlight this for you, and I'll show you the actual book, or you can see his own handwriting if you want in a second, but I just have this here. What country can preserve its liberties if their rulers are not warned from time to time that their people preserve the spirit of resistance? Let them take up arms. The purpose of the Second Amendment was to be specifically prepared for if tyranny from another country or our own federal government was going to occur. We wanted to have a defense mechanism against that. It was one of the reasons that the Anti-Federalists, James Madison, George Mason, and them were so intense about making sure that we had a Second Amendment, was because the fear of a too large federal government. Well, so I'm a little concerned that the current administration, the 2021 March publication about what's considered a domestic violent extremist was normal, according to Thomas Jefferson. So I don't know what to think about this. I mean, you can see it in his own handwriting if you want, but I mean, there you go. I'll show it to you. Just message me. But yeah, I'm a little concerned about all this, and we know that PayPal is the only way that people who use the TikTok app can even be compensated. Instagram, eBay, all these different mechanisms of transactions between consumers. That's interesting. Now that the current administration is basically saying we're going to tell Facebook what is or isn't misinformation and tell them what to flag for like COVID stuff. And then we're also have somebody who used to work for the Obama administration telling PayPal what to get rid of, and has already set precedents for what qualifies as an extremist, as roughly 85 to 95% of the entire conservative party in the United States of America. If you believe in the Second Amendment and the reason for it being to make sure the federal government doesn't overstep their boundaries one day and create a totalitarian regime, then you are already labeled as this. This should surprise you first, and then should alarm you appropriately second. There you go. That's all I got for today, guys. God bless. Stay strong, and this is insane.